everyone, this is Luna, a fluffy white cat who's very friendly to everyone, especially this 5-year-old girl. The two of them are best friends and spend most of their time together playing, eating, and sleeping. One day, the girl was sitting on the floor playing with her cat while her grandmother was knitting a scarf. After a while, the old woman finished her work and sat down next to her granddaughter and started telling her a story about a brave little cat who lived many years ago in a small village. The kitten's name was Snowball. She had a very unusual color for a cat, as white as snow. That's why all the villagers called her Fluffy. Fluffy lived in a big house with a large family. Every morning she would wake up with the sun and immediately go to the kitchen to look for food. Fluffy liked to eat, but more than that, she liked to be patooed and played with by the family members. One day, Fluffy was chasing a mouse in the garden when she suddenly felt something strange in her paw. At first, she didn't pay any attention to it, but then the pain became so unbearable that she had to stop and cry out. The family heard her meowing and came to the garden to see what had happened. They found Fluffy lying on the ground with a big thorn in her paw. The girl was very upset when she saw the cat in pain. She picked her up and started stroking her fur, trying to comfort her. But the thorn was too deep and too sharp, and Fluffy kept crying. Then the grandmother had an idea. She took a piece of thread from her knitting basket and made a bandage for the kitten. She tied it around her paw and Fluffy immediately stopped crying. The old woman then took Fluffy inside the house and put her on a chair next to the stove. She wanted to warm the cat's paw so the pain would go away faster. But Fluffy didn't like being so close to the fire. She tried to jump off the chair several times. But the girl and the grandmother kept holding her and petting her until the pain went away completely. After that, Fluffy felt much better. She purred and rubbed against the girl's leg as a thank you for taking care of her. The girl was so happy that she hugged her tight and told her how much she loved her. From that day on, Fluffy became the most beloved cat in the village. And every evening before bedtime, the girl would come to the old woman and ask her to tell her a story about the brave little cat who had a thorn in her paw. The end. The girl looked at her grandmother with admiration. She couldn't believe that she was so brave as to help a kitten in danger. The old woman smiled and said, "Oh, don't be silly. Anyone would have done the same thing if they saw a helpless animal in need of help." The girl nodded her head, but she still thought that her grandmother was the best and bravest person she knew. She gave her a big hug and said, "I love you, Grandma." The old woman returned the hug and said, "And I love you, my dear."